Hey guys, say hi. Say hi guys. So as you can tell from the title of this video, is the foster care orientation what to expect video. So I have my handy dandy notebook with all of my notes on it. So, and you know, I have thing 1 and thing 2 currently crawling over here. So I will have both of my children present in this video, I'm assuming. So, oh yeah, we can't forget the good cup of Java, because Lord knows how to make it through this video without it.
Hi guys.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna get started. Okay, so initially what the foster care orientation is basically you join with somebody from the state who is a state worker, and then everybody else from the county who's also interested in becoming a foster parent or an adoptive parent or a foster to adopt parent, or somebody who already has a family member or a friend's child already in care that they want to take, basically has to go to this first meeting. It is absolutely necessary and there is no skipping this stuff. Okay, so while you're there, one of the first things that they discuss is basically there are different types of care. So obviously the first thing that comes to mind when you hear about the foster care orientation, excuse my child, the foster care orientation is obviously foster care. With that being said, there is foster care, there is adoption only, foster to adopt, and kinship care. So I'm going to go over all of that with you guys in this video, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an explanation as what is what, more so like permanent, and what is more just temporary. For anybody watching this video, everybody should know that when you become a foster parent, it does not always mean that you are going to automatically adopt a child. It's technically, being a foster care, your job is to temporarily take in a child that needs a home. So I just wanted to get that little disclaimer out there and let you guys know about that right off the bat. So the first one is kinship care. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily know about this, especially if they don't like really dig deep into what foster care is and how to go about it. But basically, kinship care is basically a legal binding between you and this child who is already in care, who has been either taken from a family member or a close friend of you. So there's no changing of the birth certificate, no none of that, no legal adoption. It's just basically you're taking care of that child until that child is basically old enough to take care of itself. Then there is foster only. So foster only means you're only interested in temporarily taking kids in and not willing to adopt. So basically, like I know some states have different limits as to how many kids you can take in, and you know, with having like biological children, or if you have already any adoptive children, every state has different limits as to how many you can take in. So some people eventually, like they start out like wanting to adopt, and they're willing to adopt, and then they eventually, you know, adopt a child, and then eventually just become a foster only family, which eventually, that's, I mean, depending on how this journey goes for me, I mean, I plan on foster to adopt, and then eventually after adopting out of foster care, and if I had too many kids, then I'm just gonna do foster only, and that goes for me obviously and my husband. So the next one is adopt only. And adopt only is basically when you just want to be licensed to be able to adopt out of foster care. So say if there's a child that, you know, has been in foster care for a certain amount of time, the parents have passed their time limit, and there isn't a chance for reunification, then that child is going to be given to a family who is already licensed to just adopt straight out of foster care. So the child would go from the foster family to an adoptive home. And that's normally how that works. To adopt, which is exactly what me and Matt are doing, basically is when you are open to temporarily taking kids in, but you are willing to adopt if the chance comes, you know, about. So that's basically what I was about to say. If you have a chance, if you are a foster parent and you have a child already that you've temporarily taken in, and there isn't going to be a chance for reunification, a child is being put up for legal adoption and you are willing to adopt that child, you have the first, as you could say, chance to be able to adopt that child rather than that child going to a foster only home, especially if you're licensed for foster to adopt. They go over what kind of homes and what kind of children need homes more specifically in certain counties. And it really all depends. It's just like statistics that they go over. So for prime example, for us, in our area, they said African American boys, drug exposed children, they said children any age from newborn to the age of 21, and then children with medical or special needs, so sometimes even both. So that's pretty much the statistics for our area. It can be different for every area, but initially every child obviously needs a home from newborn to the age of 21. So that's what's most important. Then they go over exactly who can foster. So basically, I don't know how it works in other states, but I know it's just basic standard rules, basic standard laws. You have to be over the age of 18. You have to rent or own a home, but you can rent. You can even have an apartment, and basically have a clean background, and no drug history, nothing crazy like that. And have a stable environment for the child, and obviously a stable income. So that's basically what you need to be able to become a foster parent. Okay, so like I said earlier, becoming a foster parent means that you are technically only temporarily taking these children in until they're either reunified with their parents, or they're given to an adoptive family. So as a foster parent, our jobs are to technically take in these kids knowing that their parents are basically doing their job. They're doing their hardest to be able to try to get themselves together to be able to welcome their own children back into their own home. So that's basically what we're doing. We're just temporary care and love, obviously, for these kids that need it. Okay, so how the process works when a child is removed. So basically, after a child is removed, a child will either go back to, the Department of Child Services, or they will go to, if it's late at night, they will go to a hospital, they'll get a physical done, and basically the caseworker goes through the list of foster parents and sees, exactly who has enough space for how many kids, who is available now, who is, technically, depending on the situation, I guess, of the parents, if there really isn't a chance for reunification for whatever reason, they, look at foster parents, foster to adopt parents, and that kind of thing. So they kind of sort out the situation there, and then, you can literally get a phone call and say, hey, we're going to be there in a couple minutes, or hey, it's going to be a couple hours, or hey, we're going to be there in, by the end of the day. It really just all depends. It depends on how prompt they need you and how serious the situation is. Like I said, procedure to become a foster parent: you basically need to attend the orientation, fill out a pre-application, then somebody will come to your home and basically do just a simple walkthrough when they come to pick up the actual application. And then after taking that, then you get a phone call within the next couple weeks. You start to attend the classes, because they have a couple classes that you have to attend, and then you do a home study through the state. Basically, they come, they measure out the rooms that the foster kids are going to be in. Just basically initially just look at the entire environment to make sure it's a stable place and that everything's up to state guidelines. And then you pretty much just wait for your license to come. And the pre-application. So the pre-application is given to you at the orientation, and it's basic information like your phone number, your email, rooms you have available in your home, how many people live in your home under the age of 18, how many adults. Basically asking does anybody in the home have a criminal record? Does anybody have any child abuse claims? So things like that is basically what they're asking. and then towards the end you basically just sign it and you hand in your application. So it's just a pre-application. Oh, and they also ask you like what ages you're interested in, if you're interested in sibling groups, and if you want boys, girls, or both. So they ask you all that in the initial pre-application just so they can have it on file. Obviously you can change your mind at any point in time, but it really is technically all up to you and what fits best for your family. That's pretty much everything for this video as to what to expect for the foster care orientation. And if you guys have any other questions, please leave them down below on the comments. I would love to answer you guys' questions and be able to help you out. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want more videos like this, give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you're interested in coming along our journey with us. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!